Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see how we can merge two repositories. So you might face this kind of situation where you might have front end of your application in a separate repository, or the back end of your application in separate repositories. You might want to merge it, or you might have a repository where you have few files and your main repository has all the files, so you just want to give the access of one of the repositories to someone to add some code, and later on you want to merge it with the main repository where you have all the code. So let's see how we can do it. For showing you how we can do it, I'm going to create the Laravel application so that we can straight away can see the changes. We can go to Laravel website. Here we have the command here, composer, to create, and make sure you have composer installed in your system. So here I go to desktop, cd desktop. There I run this command. I'm going to give the folder name test app1 and hit it. It is going to create a project for us, and it is already here. And I want to have it up and running so that we can see the changes, whatever changes we want to add. So here it is done. So to run the server, we go inside this folder. So cd and then test app1. Here I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to say php artisan serve. It is going to bring up the development server for us. So you will see here for 8,000. I go here, refresh, you can see our app is up. Now I want the same application in a new folder, a separate app, so that we can work with that. So here I'm going to open a new tab. I'm going to have it like this. I'm going to say cd, then I say cd desktop, same way. This time I'm going to run this command again, and I'm going to change the name to test app2 this time. So test app2. Alright. So it is going to create another folder for us, another application, as we ran in the similar times. So we're going to have the identical code and everything going to be identical. So in both the application. I go inside it, cd, test app2, and there I say php artisan serve. It again starts the development server on a different port, so we can copy this and see it here. Alright, so we have two applications running on a different port. So you can see here, one is on 8001, one is on 8000. Now we need two repos for these two, so let's do that. So we say create repository. I give the same name as the folder name, so I say test app1. You can add the description, whatever you like. So I'm going to pass it test application 1. You can put the scope, like if you want public or private. I will use private. You can add readme as well as .ignore, gitignore file if you want to. So for now, I'm just going to put the private and hit create repository. Okay, now we have two terminal windows here. So here you will notice on top it says test app2. Here it says test app1. So we need a new tab. So I have here test app1, 2 tabs, and the same way test app2 will have 2 tabs. Okay, so first I'm going to push the code to test app1. So I'm going to minimize the test app2 terminal, and here we can run these commands to push the code. Okay, so let's do that. So as it mentioned here, so test app1 folder I'm in, and here I run these commands. So git init, let's do initialize git. Get it initialized now. So now the commit. So before commit, we need to say here git add all. So all files should be added. Then we put here git commit. First commit from test app1. Hit it. It's gonna add it, all those files. Now we can, I have a branch here, so I'm going to copy this. So it is by default going to be a main branch. You can have a master or whatever if you want to change it. I'm going to keep it main. So now we have a main branch. This is the repository link we need to add, so copy that. Alright, now it's time we push the code, so I go here, push the code, git push. Now it will ask username and password, and in my case I'm getting an error. So I'm going to explain you both the scenarios. If you get, it asks you a username and password. For a username, you need to pass the username that of your GitHub. Okay, so that, and the password going to be a token. And where you get the token, let me show you. So in this account, we go to here, then we have settings. I open in a new tab. In new tab, scroll down to developer settings. There you will see the personal access tokens. There you say generate new token. You can give it a name. I give it test token 2. You can set expiration, how long you want it to be active. Now we can set the access levels, like what this token will allow to do. So we just gonna check everything in this case. And I'm gonna delete this token anyway. So this is just to show you how things are gonna work. So don't use this token in your project. So here I say create token. We have a token here now, and we will be using it as a password because GitHub only takes the token when we push a code. Okay. Now in my case, it is not asking username; it is giving us this error. So when you see this error, you need to run. Basically, you need to change few configuration settings, and for that we have a command here. So let's do that. So I first clear the screen, and then I say here git config. All right, -- global, okay, -- edit. When I am in here, it is going to show me the username and password. You just can make changes here. Just put the I. When you insert, you will be in insert mode. You can make changes. So I'm gonna remove it. Username and email. And you hit escape to get out of the insert mode, and then colon WQ, and you're out. Now let me try again. Git push or in master. This time it is asking for username. Okay, so we need to pass the username, and then the password. And I told you need to use the token. So copy the token and paste the token here. Now it will push the code. So if successful, you should be able to see your code on the repository. So you can see that my code is there. Alright, great. Now the same way we need to do with the test app 2. So I'm gonna minimize this terminal and going to have the actually the test app 2 now. The one is done. So let's add another repository here. So here, let's create another one. New repository. It's gonna be test -app -2. Alright. Test application 2. Now I also can maintain it private. Create repository. Now we need to push the code from this test app 2 folder to this repository. Okay, let's do that. So we are already inside this folder. So we say git init. In this folder we need to initialize it again. Then we need to do a commit. This commit is the message we show there. So it's a first commit from test app 2. Previously it was from test app 1. Now it is from test app 2. Now it's giving you the list like this. That means we need to add it. So git add all. So we're adding the files. Then git commit again. Now this is committed. So we say git branch. We want a main branch here. So we're gonna run this git branch main. Then this is the URL for test app 2. You can see here at the end. So we just add our code there. Now we need to push it. So git push, and it is going to push it automatically because it's already have the username settings saved. Okay, so go back here, refresh. We have our code there. All right, great. So now we have two apps. You can see here, test app 1, test app 2, and for both we have separate repository, test app 1, test app 2. Now I'm going to make changes in test app 1 and then I'm going to merge in test app 2. Okay, so let's do that. So I open the Visual Studio and code here, and I'm going to open test app 1 here. All right, so I go to welcome.blade. So test app 1 is running here in the port 8000, right? So what I do, I'm going to change the text here. And the test app 2 is running on port 8001, test app 1 is running on port 8000. So let's change the test app 1. Here, it says Laravel is wonderful and all stuff. So we want to change it. Laravel is awesome. Alright, and delete the rest of it. Try it today. Alright, save it. Now you will notice that we have smaller text. Go to the app. You will see Laravel is awesome, try it today. Now in app 1, it's showing this. In app 2, it's showing the same way as it was before. So what we do, we go in terminal. Now as I made changes in test app 1, we need to open the terminal for test app 1. So I'm here in the folder. So I say git status. You will see we have a file modified, so we need to add it and push it. So git add all, git commit -m. Okay, changes added to welcome file. All right, and git push. You can use the upper or lower arrows to get the previous commands, so you can simply run the command like that. Now just push the changes. So if I go here in the repo, so I open these repos in separate tabs. So here the repo 1 and here repo 2. In repo 1 we have 2 commits. Now the change added, so you can see that change is there now. Now it's time we add this change in here, but we don't want to add the code. We want to merge the branch, merge the repository. So how we do that? Okay, so for that, what we need to do, we need to go inside the terminal 2. So our changes from app 1 is already in its repository. That is required. So because here this repository is updated, so we can merge this repository to test app 2 repository. So for that now, I'm going to minimize this test app 1. We are on test app 2 now. I'm going to clear the screen first. And now we're going to call test app 1 here. Right, so I'm in test app 2 now. And I'm going to show you a command that you can use to get the code from test app 1 repository. So I'm going to paste here and I'm going to explain to you. So here it is. It says git remote add project 1. Project 1 is alien's name, just you can give anything here. And then HTTPS. Then we have username for the GitHub account. Password, you will be putting here the token. Then we have @ and github.com. The password for the account again. And the rest of the repository URL. So for the URL, if I go to test app, you can see here for code we have a URL here. So this is the URL we need to pass. So okay, so we need to change this. I already changed it. I'm going to copy and paste again so I can explain you again. So we are in test app 2 and calling the code from test app 1. Remember that. So here, so we have git remote add project 1 and the name, alien name I gave it, alias name I gave it. Then we HTTPS, then the username and the token. And then here you can see that we're calling test app 1 repository. So I hit return. This is done. Now we say here git fetch, and then we say project 1. Now I gave that name here, so I'm calling that name here. Okay, here. So it's gonna get the files. Then we need to merge it. So I say here git merge and project 1, and we want a main branch. So we have main branch there, if you remember. And after that, I want everything. So I say allow unrelated histories. Okay, hit it and go to previous command. So we are going to remove it. Hit it directly. So it says fatal, refusing to merge unrelated histories. So we want to use it. So it's allow unrelated. Okay, run it. Okay, we have some conflicts here. So let's see what exactly these are. So here, if I go to welcome, this is the welcome from test app 1. I go to test app 2, and there we have resources, views, welcome. I open this file here. So we have 2 files now. You can see here the changes that we added. So what we want to do, we want to go back here. We know we need these changes, so I'm simply going to remove this portion and this. So we have the new changes here like this. Now we are resolving conflict first time, so let's do that. And next time we see what we do. So here I say clear the screen. We are in the app 2, so if I say get status here, we can see that this is modified now. So we're going to git add all, git push origin main. And this is going to put so I did git add. Okay, we need to git commit m message text changed in welcome file. Okay, now we do the push again. It pushes the code, go to the repo. In the app2, refresh, commits, text change here. Now we have the text here. Alright, now let's do this. Now we want to make changes in our app 1. So currently if I go to here and here, everything should be the same. So you can see here. So both the applications have the same code, but we don't want to fix conflict every time. So let's make some more changes here. Latest version is 9.0. Okay, so this is the text I just added in our app 1. If you see here, welcome.blade test app 1. And here I need to open the terminal for test app 1 now. And push this code. So test app 1, git add all, git commit -m, text updated in welcome file, and now git push origin main. This will push the code, go to repo, refresh, start commit, text updated. We have this text added here. Now we go to terminal, and this time in app 2, and I want to fetch that changes. So we say here, if I do upper key, there should be the command for it. So it's the git fetch project 1. So simply hit it. It fetches it. Now we need to merge it using the same command, and we don't git merge. Here we say colon WQ and hit return. Okay, it adds the changes here. Now we have it here. So now if I refresh here, this is the test app 1, right? So we go to test app 2 now, and now we have here so far. If I go to, yeah, you can see now we have changes here showing up too. Okay, so you can see this time we have changes in our app 2. So this is the 8000, changes are here. In 8001, changes are here, and we did not get the conflict. So let's do it one more time. So in here, I want it in a new line, not in the same here. So and this is a file from test app 1, and Yeah, this one is from test app 2, you can see here. So what we do, we simply say here, I take it out from here, and I create a separate p tag, put it here. Alright. Now if I go here in first app, it is separate and black. In the second app, it is the same way how it was previously. So we are in test app 1, so let's push this code from test app 1. So we push it, git add all, git commit -m text Laravel version added to new line. Okay, we now push it to main. Now we go to the repo, test app 1, refresh. We have fourth commit here, and new Laravel version added to new line. You can see that it is added. In the app, it is already there. In the app 2, it's not there. So I go to app 2 now, and here I run fetch project 1 again, git fetch project 1, and then merge again, colon wq, and you can see now it added it. No conflicts, anything. I go to app 2 now. This is coming from the second repository. You can see that code changed. So we successfully merging code from 1 to second. Alright, so whatever code you have in here, you make changes here, and then you fetch it here, and it's doing it. So initially we got the conflict, we resolved it, but after all, everything is working fine. You can use, to demonstrate, I added these files like this, but you will be working on one project, I believe, at one time. So to show you how it works, I believe you get the understanding how the concept is working. Hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. And